The trouble with your 20s. I am currently 23 and a half years old. Yesterday, I forgot my age for a split second. I thought I was still 22, but I'm actually 23 and a half years old. And I've begun to realize the trouble with your 20s. I read a really amazing article the other day, and it got me thinking. I've been struggling, and I don't know if any of you other ladies or guys out there are in your 20s and dealing with these same struggles, but during my teen years, I always expected to enter my 20s and to graduate from college and start soaring through this amazingly successful career and never look back and never question who this person is that I'm becoming and what I'm doing and where I'm going. And truth be told, there are so many questions floating around right now of who I am and where I'm going and what I want to do. I really thought that by the age of 23, almost 24, I would know what I wanted to do with my life. I don't. And for a while, I thought I was alone. For a while, I thought I was the only one who couldn't figure out which job best suited what I wanted to do. I thought I was the only one who had graduated college and was working at Starbucks. I thought I was the only one who couldn't find a big girl job that suited what I wanted. I thought I was the only one who finally found that big girl job and then was like, huh? This is what it's all about? But I don't think I am. I think there's a lot of you out there who are in the same boat, and I just want us to know that we're in this together and that this is the trouble with your 20s. The big trouble is that we think we're going to get to our 20s and know exactly who we are, exactly what we want to do and where we want to go in life, but you're not going to. The thing I'm starting to realize is that life is this journey, and never will you ever be at one certain place where everything is certain in your mind, where your love life and your career life and your personal life and the internal struggles you've dealt with are 100% clear. Because this is a journey. You're constantly changing and growing, and the person who you are is forever blossoming. You don't reach peak bloom at the ripe age of 25 or 30 or 40. You may be in your 80s or 90s, or it may be on your deathbed when it finally all clicks. But we're not supposed to have it figured out when we're 23 years old, or 25 years old, or 30 for that matter. And just because your best friend or your sister or your brother has it all figured out, and they're younger than you, or maybe they're older than you, but they already had it figured out at your age, doesn't matter, because we're not all the same. And those who have it figured out now may not have it figured out a year from now. They may finally start to question things. It's a journey. The trouble with our 20s are these expectations, these wild expectations that we have set for ourselves and that we think others have for us. We're supposed to be married and settled down and having babies, and we should have these beautiful cars and a big house that we can just go home to every night. And we should have this wildly successful career where we're climbing the ladder, and we should be able to start a business that's insanely successful as well, and we should never fail, and we should never question things. That's not life. Life is so uncertain. Life is ever changing. It's never the same. And so are we. We're not meant to fit into any certain mold or any certain path. And just because you have these expectations set for you doesn't mean it's going to happen. So I think we have to come to this place where we're okay with being where we are. That we're able to look at ourselves and give ourselves a pat on the back for the little things. Maybe you're struggling to find a job. Maybe you've interviewed 10 or 15 times and been turned down every single time. At least you made it to the interview. At least you're out there making the effort. Because the only reason nothing has worked out yet is because it's not right. Timing is beautiful. Though a lot of times stressful, it's beautiful and it's perfect in its own way. But because we're impatient by nature, it's hard for us to accept the fact that some things take time. I think that in our 20s, in order to be happy and content with where we are in the present moment, we have to learn to set these expectations aside. And we have to learn to accept ourselves and accept this, our own unique journey, because no two journeys are the same. And I think you have to look ahead and imagine yourself 60, 70 years down the road when you're 80 and you're sitting on this rocking chair on your front porch reminiscing about your life and reminiscing about your 20s, and you're able to see this amazing journey, and you're now able to understand why this happened or why that didn't happen, because each step you're taking is a small sliver that is making up this amazing story that you will one day have and be able to share with others and help them along their journey. So I wish you all happiness and contentment and the ability to take these expectations and shove them, because they're not what life is about. And trust me, I was out of school for over 6 months before I found my first big girl job. I was living on my own with bills to pay and had to work at Starbucks. Certainly wasn't my proudest moment at first. And then I took a moment and I thought, why? Why is this not my proudest moment? I love this job and I'm extremely happy. Why am I not proud of myself? I am stinking proud of myself, and the fact that I'm working, the fact that I'm able to pay my bills and live on my own. I am proud of who I am, no matter what stepping stones I take along the way to get to where I'm going to go. So there are plenty of troubles with your 20s. There are plenty of troubles with your teens and your 30s and your 40s, and I'm sure all along the way. But during your 20s, I hope for each of you that, and for myself, that we're able to accept who we are and be accepting of and appreciative of this unique journey we're all on. So I want to hear from you guys. If you're in your teens, let me know, what are you dealing with? I was there. There are other people going through it. We need to know. If you're in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s, how did you get through these tough times? What was difficult for you? And if you're like me and you're 23 or you're smack dab in the middle of your 20s or anywhere within there, what are you struggling with? Are you feeling these same things? Because sometimes it drives me stinking nuts. And it'll be really nice to know that there's other people out there dealing with the very same thing and trying to find their path and be welcoming and appreciative of their very own unique, sometimes not always perfect path. But let me know in the comments below. Leave me a video response. Thumbs this video up if you like it. Anything and everything. I want to hear from you guys and I want to talk to you guys because I just want to know that I'm not alone. I am in love with this pattern. It's a kind of crazy, pretty pastel tribal print,